y'all, so we are going to dive back into this charger on getting this radiator out because we have now had the part and it's been way overdue. Getting a lot of hits on this car, but it's still not ready. So let us go ahead and proceed on disassembling this thing. This thing is tucked in here pretty compact. Like we gotta take off a good little bit of things, get this front end loose at least. This whole radiator support. So I'm gonna start by removing this panel. From all indications, it should just pop right out of here. So I'm gonna get a pry tool and help me pry this here plastic lid off so we can get to the nitty gritty that's underneath and furthermore disassemble. All right, so I got me a pry tool. These are out of freight for pretty cheap. So I'm just gonna try to pry this here. Plastic piece out good. I'm just gonna use that. Starting to pop some tabs loose already. Kind of tabs are hooked in there with little metal clips. Alright. Start it out. It's like it should be clipped in with these little push pin tabs. But it's missing some pieces, I'm sure. Some of those tabs. Alright, so let's see here. What we got here, y'all? Now this has exposed it a little bit more. Looks like there's some bolts here behind the headlight that we gotta get to. So we gotta start taking probably these headlights out in order to get in there. So we're gonna have to remove the headlights to get further into the frame because we wanna remove this here support, this radiator, this core support, get this all loose so that we can get room and get this here radiator out of here because it's really a tight space. Probably gonna end up removing this intake manifold as well. So let's do it. I'm gonna remove that intake manifold and then start by taking these headlights out after. All right, y'all, so there's really not a whole lot to taking this manifold off. There's just a connector here. Just remove it, move this clip. Got like a little safety lock on there that you just open up and open. It locks like that in place. You just pull it up and then push this tab in. You can open up the connector. Let me take this hose off. Get that out the way. Looks like some 8mm screws will get this intake off. Okay, that's 8 here as well. Ouch. And that's out of the way. Essentially, that should be all we need to move. Now we've got a little bit more space to work with. I'm almost thinking, should we have to move this piece? I'm gonna remove it because it is kind of in the way. I just want everything totally out the way. I don't want to fight with nothing. This radiator comes out. So 8 mils. So yeah, I'm all for it. If I gotta take off a few extra parts to make my job a little easier, that's what we're gonna do because I don't like fighting with stuff. Fighting around stuff. So it's not much to take this airbox out. So we're gonna do just that over ahead of the curve. This comes out just like that. Oh, these are 8 mils. right. So that's out. We got plenty of room now to get this thing out and see what we're doing. At some point we're probably gonna have to take this fan out. So I probably said I was gonna take the headlights out, but we could realistically get to these bolts without taking the headlights out if we just fit a ratchet in here. So we may not even take those out. This side a little bit tighter, but I think I can get to it. But upon installing it, you gotta think about it. It's gonna make it harder to install with the headlights in the way because this thing's gonna be pretty heavy. Just loosen it all up. So let's just, like I say, do the extra work, get the headlights out the way. Got a bolt here. Not sure where that came from, but we'll figure it out. Might be something that was taken apart previously. Alright, but let's go ahead and take this here fan out. Actually, before we take the headlights out, guys, because looks like this is gonna have to be removed as well. I've already got the coolant drain, so let's just go ahead and start taking this thing down. Take these radiator hose off. This screw is damaged. So I need to replace this clamp. They put an aftermarket clamp on here. So this clamp is, we're gonna have to do away with it and get a new one. Make sure we notate that. There's another one in here as well. So this hose feels kind of firm too, and it's like it's been leaking here. So I'll make sure this seal when I go back together with it. So mainly it's probably gonna be this clamp, but for right now, I think I'm gonna remove this hose completely off here and here and just get it out of the way again, because I don't want to be fighting with this radiator. This is a tight space. So we're just gonna remove this whole hose. It's 2 of these clamps, and we're probably gonna end up replacing this one for sure. Maybe that one as well, just because I want to make sure we put on new clamps so I ain't gotta worry about it leaking. And you know, start taking it down at the radiator fan, which just look like it's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 screws holding it in, and then this big plug here you just disconnect, and then you should be able to take the fan out. Looks like there's another one down here. I'm not sure if this one has to be disconnected or not though. It may not need to. I think if you just remove this one, you should be fine, actually. Yeah, so we're just going to do that and then take this plastic piece out, this whole fan out. So that's what we'll be working on. Let's go ahead. We're going to zoom it, do a time lapse and get this out of here. So we hit a snag. Didn't go as smoothly as I anticipated it. This radiator fan is not going to come out without a fight or a tussle. You may be able to force it down from the bottom, but it's just too much force and stress on the fan. I don't want to break it. It's plastic, so I'm just going to leave it here. We at least got it loose and ready to come free. I'm going to hook it back here in the bracket so it don't just fall out and crumble on the floor or crash on the floor. And then we're going to proceed on taking this bumper out furthermore, take these headlights out and getting it loose. And then we'll just start taking pieces out, you know, like that way. We don't want to fight it. We don't want to, you know, break nothing. So let's go ahead and start releasing this. And we also got some bolts here, y'all, in this here, behind this here crash bar, bumper, support bar. So we got to get 4 of them on each one. I'll let you know when we get to it what size they are, but we're going to have to loosen those bad boys out and remove this piece as well. So let's do that. Let's get these headlights out first, though. And what's entailed on removing this headlight, guys? Looks like we got a star bit you can use, or probably a 10mm socket, or is that an 8mm? Let's see. Definitely an 8 to get these headlights out. So let's get these headlights out. All right, again. We got the 8mm. Get this headlight out. 8mm. Alright. Comes out and snap. Super sweet. Alright, so put this headlight on out of here. Get it on out of there. Out of there. This one's got a lock on it, special lock, so push that white tab up. And pop it out. The lights removed. Okay. So now that the headlights are removed, check it out, check it out. We can get straight to these bolts, man. Look at all that room to work. Straight to them. You gotta take those out. These out. These out. 4 more there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 here. 2 on the exact opposing light assembly, which we about to remove. And it's coming down, y'all. So let's go ahead. We're gonna zoom toggle this thing real quick. Real quick, like. I'm gonna show y'all this in lightning speed mode, y'all. So you know what I'm saying? We about to go superpowers. Speed it up on y'all real quick, like. So I've got both headlights out, both sets of, you know, radiator support screws out, whatever you want to call this thing, and it's still pretty firm on here. Like, it ain't budged a bit. Look like we're gonna still remove these here. These are 10 mils. We're gonna remove those, and then I'm gonna start working my way inward. Maybe removing some of this plastic stuff. These little push tabs will hold these in there. Start, excuse me, a little under weather, y'all. Taking out these clips here just to get this duct work out of the way completely, and then we'll reassess and see what else we need to remove to try to loosen this thing up and free it up so we can get this thing kind of out of the way. This piece here is just in the way. Got it narrowed down. So now that we release these 10 mils that sit up on top on each side, now we got play, y'all. We got some play. It's moving. So essentially all that's left that's holding it in here looks like this here upper radiator support piece is these bolts right here. This is like 13 mils, one here, and then there's another one right here. So we're gonna take those off, and then furthermore take this top piece out, and we can get to everything essentially. Also, make sure you take off these bracket bolts here. This is what keeps the radiator in place. So these are 10 mils. Take those off here and here, and then furthermore, you know, so we got 4 bolts we got to take out real quick. Y'all, so we got this thing loose enough to get the radiator out. Now we get right here to business, y'all. So I didn't remove it all the way completely because we got some stuff that's still attached. I had to pry these here, these brake lines out of the way. They have a little thing that clips inside of it. I just pried those out with my pry tool. Also, there were 2 10mm screws that go inside the bumper on this side, on each side. Loosen those up because they bolt right into here on this here radiator support. So we got those undone on each side. Pried this away. You got a wire here. You just got to kind of pry this thing. This little clip is attached to it, attached to the core support as well. Move that out the way. And then we, for the most part, got this thing removed. Oh, and you also got the hood cable, which I'm not going to remove any of that because this is plenty of space to get to what we got to get to here. I'm just going to move it the best of my ability out of the way so that I can just have him to get this thing work and get this thing out of here. You know, we don't have to really take it all the way off. So I'm gonna just position it in a way that you see we still got these two sensors on each side that's still attached to it. I may disconnect it just because I don't want it to be tugging on this harness. But other than that, you really don't have to remove these. I think I'm gonna go ahead and remove them because, you know what? I think we're not gonna remove them because they're not really easy to get to. Don't really feel like fighting with it, and nonetheless, I'm gonna have to remember to hook them back up. So let's just leave those alone. We got our radiator fan already disconnected. So now we have to undo the lower radiator hose and then disattach it from the AC condenser. So they're all attached and connected here. You got the AC condenser bolted to the radiator. Looks like on this side it's a 10mm screw. And look, there's one that should have went here, but it's missing. So keep that in mind. And then there's going to be another one here and another one here. So you want to disconnect all those to remove the AC condenser from the radiator. We're going to do that. And then we're also going to, once we do that, remove this lower radiator hose right there. There's a clamp. This one's in a pretty awkward spot. I'll probably have to use a special tool to get that clamp off. But you want to remove that clamp to get that lower radiator hose off. And then after that, you should be essentially be able to get this radiator out. So that's the game plan. Let's do it. All right, to attack that clamp, y'all, this is the special tool that I'm talking about using. It's got a grip here that opens and closes these jaws here, and it allows you to open, get yourself situated on the clamp, and squeeze it together between these two jaws. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm planning on getting this here clamp out. So I'm about to time attack that, and then we're gonna take this here fan shroud, go ahead and take it out, and then furthermore, disassemble. That was a workout, but we got it in. Just be mindful, y'all, when you start taking this radiator out on this side, it's gonna still have a lot in there. I thought we drained it all, but apparently not, because it sprayed all over the floor. I had to go get another bucket. Got some in the bucket, mostly looked like it got it on the floor, but we caught as much as we could. We had to clean this up, but just be cautious because even this hose, it holds a lot more coolant just hanging out in there. So you just want to have something that you can kind of catch this coolant with. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward upon taking it out. So, you know, it's out. So let's unbox this new one and get these things put all back together. So we got them side by side. As you can see, this old one has this plastic shield on it. There's really nowhere to really hook this shield back up. I mean, you got this one hole here, but you don't have anything on that side to really like latch it. Like this one has these little hooks. So we're probably not gonna reinstall this. I may just prop it up on here to some degree so that it's just in place. But we're not actually gonna fasten it down and secure it. So I'll just probably put these in place on this radiator. And then this little hose here, that's really all you gotta transfer over to the new radiator. It comes for the most part complete. This one is a CarQuest brand I got from Advanced Auto Parts. So let me go ahead and start assembling this thing on in there just the way we took it out. So that's the plan. Let's get it in. Right here. So those rubber dowels essentially are gonna go right here on each side, and that's how you know it's in place. And then we're going to fasten it back to the AC condenser. I'm putting this thing back together. I'm running into little issues with this here air dam. I feel like it may rub if you put this back together. See how it just touches it? I don't really like that. This side is okay. This, in fact, it's way out the way. This side got hit here, so it's kind of got this dam. See, it's kind of stuff you got to kind of look out for. When these cars has been damaged, little stuff like this will cause problems down the road. So I'm gonna do something to fix this. I'm gonna pin this up against this here bracket. Since it's plastic, I'm just gonna drill a hole in there, put a zip tie in it, and it'll keep this guard. See how much clearance we got now that we did that versus it just being loose. And then when you're going down the road and the air starts pushing on it, it's really gonna start rubbing. It'll rub a hole clean into this condenser, and then you'll have a freon leak and wondering why your AC not working. So let's go ahead and just do that real quick. It only takes about 5 seconds once you get the right tools, so preventive maintenance. So we got this thing all back together. For the most part, this is about as far as I'm going to be able to reassemble it, because I don't currently have a front bumper and grill right at the moment. Planning on possibly replacing it, so this is where it's going to stop until we pick back up and we get more parts. At this point, we're ready to fill this thing back up with coolant, which the reservoir has some coolant in there, but once you get it started and it starts running, then it'll drop. And furthermore, you want to top it off and bleed the system of any air. But the radiator is in there, y'all. That is the procedure on removing it and installing it. So a little bit more work than I would imagine, but it's doable. So there you have it, guys. So if you like the content, please don't forget to drop a comment below, like, follow, subscribe, the whole 9, and we'll stay tuned on this charger project, because yeah, we still gotta get a bumper and yeah, bleed the system. So stay tuned for more episodes, guys, and yeah, thanks for tuning in to the Bruce Mobile, the Transportation Network. Till the next episode, guys. Peace.